Well, hello everyone. Nice seeing you here. Welcome to a very fun, fancy little live stream. Yeah, it's been a while since I last live streamed, and I thought, you know what, today's the day. Today is Friday, the day I usually post, and I was like, you know what, let's do a little live stream instead. Um, but this live stream is going to be a little bit different because I want this live stream to mainly be like tips and advice. So it's just gonna be me talking. I'm sorry if that's not what you want or anything. But yeah, I did want to make this alive in case that I say something that maybe you disagree with, or maybe I missed something that I can answer while you guys are still here, or at least give my opinion on something. And yeah, I don't want to make this live stream too long either because I really want this to be a kind of video that people can look back on. So I kind of want to keep it short, especially for people joining later on who are not watching this live. And then lastly, I will be adding timestamps to this after I have published it, if everything goes well, that is. So it will be easier to like navigate between certain topics and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that is all that I want to say for the beginning at least. So let's jump into the first question, shall we? I asked you guys on both here on YouTube and on Instagram, as well as I threw out a little quick TikTok, but I don't know if people saw that. Whatever, doesn't matter. First question that I got was, what is a con like? Now, I may be biased when saying this, but I personally think that cons are absolutely amazing. I am very much a big fan of going to conventions because one, I find them extremely funny and just overall exciting, and two, it is like the one place where I meet up / reunite with some of my closest friends, because some of my closest friends are like, we live really scattered across the tiny country of Denmark, where I am from, if you didn't know. So like having this little meeting point once or twice or thrice a year is amazing. But that was just my perspective. There are, of course, several activities at conventions that are really fun and contribute to the convention being fun. But I will also say that going to conventions can be very overwhelming, especially if you're like a first-time con goer. If it's a big convention that you're attending, a lot of people are gonna be there. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be crowded in the hallways, and it may be a lot to take in the first time you're there, like loud noises and everything. So I will suggest that, okay, I will be talking about that later, but just a little heads up, it can be really overwhelming if you're not maybe fully comfortable with going yet, or just not really used to being in really crowded or loud places. So that's just a little heads up if you want to know. But there are several activities that makes it fun, and I totally recommend going, because if I didn't, I would not be making this video. So yes. Moving on to question number 2, which I got. What things can you do at a con? Of course, it varies depending on the size of the convention. Like, it makes sense that the bigger the convention is, the more activities there are to do. But here are some general things that you can attend at conventions, some of which I really enjoy going to and recommend going to. Well, first of all, you can, of course, attend the cosplay show. There might be some of you here on YouTube who watched countless of masquerade performances from cosplay shows and stuff like that, watching skits like over and over again. And I'm telling you, yes, of course you can watch them on YouTube. That's fun. But when I'm saying that it is a totally different feeling live, it's the best thing. Like, it's honestly one of my highlights, attending like conventions, watching a cosplay show. Yes. But other than that, there are also some other things you can attend. If you want some fun activities, most conventions have like gaming areas where like there are a lot of board game standing, console gaming, and other stuff like that. Then you can also go to other arranged events. Most cons always have like different types of quizzes, party games, or whatever. It really just depends on the con. And of course, there are also the buyer's market, you can say. There is the artist alley, which I personally really enjoy attending because you can really find some unique art pieces while supporting some artists that are maybe not too well known. So like, it's a win-win. You get some unique stuff and you get to support the individuals. We do stand that. And of course, there is also the major dealers hall, like big giant ass hall with a lot of anime goodies. And we do stand that because then we don't have to go on AliExpress and wait like 4 months for something to show up and then be crap. So it's nice to see what it is in reality. Plus, you don't have to pay for shipping and potential, import taxes. We don't like that. But yeah, what other stuff is there? Of course, you can meet up with your friends. That is like a major one. Like, if you live in a country that is somewhat big or somewhat small, doesn't really matter. If you all have a common interest in cosplay, it is a great meeting point. Like, I have several friends which I rarely see from outside the convention season. And like, whenever a con actually comes around, it's like my highlight to like reunite with friends and stuff like that. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. And then when you are with friends, or just if you're having a cool cosplay and stuff like that, it's also like a great opportunity to go on a photo shoot. Often on conventions, there are several photographers walking around and taking pictures. And I mean, who doesn't want some lovely Instagram content? Am I right? I'm right. So yeah, that was just a brief. That was not fucking brief at all, but a long list of things to do at anime conventions. So, oh, I see more people joining. Hi, yes. Is your background fake or something? No, it's real. It's my living room. Hi. Okay. Yes. Okay. Back to the questions. Sorry, I got distracted. Why should you attend an anime convention? I mean, if all the things that I just listed wasn't enough for you, because like, you can go to fancy events, have fun, all that kind of stuff. It's just overall a really, really great experience. I have met some of my closest friends to this day on anime conventions. Like, these are people who share interests with you that you get to spend like entire days with if you're like attending the whole convention and then not just one day, or even if it's just one day. Like, you can meet that one special person and spend, I don't know, 5 hours with them and magic is created. So like, there's no reason to not attend an anime convention. I'm just saying. It's just, yeah, you get to meet great people. You can buy some cool shit. You can go to a bunch of amazing events and have some real good fun. It's just an overall amazing experience. And yeah, I just wanted to put that up here. Yes. Okay, so everyone doing great in the chat. I can see. Yes, hope you're all having fun, and yet you're not annoyed with me talking, because this is going to be the next 20 minutes for you. Fun times. Sorry. Well, yeah, moving on to question number 4. What are your tips for people planning to go to their first convention? Now, I attended my first convention back in 2016. I feel old. That's 5 years ago. Oh wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Whatever. Okay, so this really depends on, first of all, who you are and what/why you are there. Let's say for the convention size, it really depends on you as a person. Also, if you're going alone or not. That's another thing I do recommend, that for your first convention, I would recommend going with at least one other person, if not like a smaller group, because then you have some people to like support you if something goes wrong, or you're not standing alone in the middle of nowhere and you suddenly have a panic attack because you can't find something or you're getting overheated or something like that. I really do recommend going with people for conventions. I'm not saying you can't go alone. If you are more of an introverted person and other people make you comfortable and you just want to have a good old time for yourself, go ahead. I'm just saying that I would suggest that for your first time, I would share that experience with someone for the safety of everyone. And thus, I will say that con size, it personally it didn't matter to me. My first convention was the biggest convention in Denmark, which was around, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 people. It's big by Danish standards. I'm just gonna say that. We're a small country. But I personally didn't feel overwhelmed. But then again, I never really had that much of an issue with a lot of people at the same time. Maybe I just recall it differently, but I just remember thinking back at it that I'm glad that my first convention was a big convention, because then I was exposed to all the different opportunities there are at conventions. So I didn't end up at a convention where it was like, oh, okay, so there's like this one event to attend. That's boring, and that's just gonna be my association with all other upcoming conventions, and that may kill my interest to go. So if you do not have an issue with really crowded places, I will totally recommend starting out at a big convention with a group of friends. That's like the optimistic thing in my book, at least. And also when it comes to packing, I will say, do not underestimate anything. If it's snacks, if it's possibly makeup for a cosplay, if it's sleeping accessories or other appliances, do not underestimate, because you do not want to be standing in a situation where you're like, oh shoot, I did not pack enough of this, because this can lead to a panic attack, and we do not want to cause a panic attack, because that is, one, going to drain you completely, and two, possibly scar you, and three, kill your interest for going to future conventions. And we do not want that. So yeah, I will say, do not underestimate packing food. Yes, of course, most conventions have some restaurants or food booths nearby, but I'm just gonna say that don't. It's bad. Yes, I think that's it for now. I maybe have to backtrack a little bit at some point, but that's gonna come. Next question. What is the best thing to do at your first convention? Well, I'll say, grab your good old friends and then just, have fun. Attend events, meet new people, make some new friends, and just really try to do what you can to get yourself further into the cosplay community, because, I mean, who doesn't want friends? Am I right? That's just my analogy, I guess. But another thing I also kind of want to preface with the question that I just answered. If you are attending this as a cosplayer, go easy on what cosplay you're bringing, because it is so different from wearing a cosplay at home in front of your phone making TikToks than it is to walking around on a convention for 12 plus hours. Trust me. I really do want to preface this because once again, this is something that may lead to something really, really uncomfortable that can not only really, scar you as a person and really have an impact on you, but also, just like destroy the entirety of the event as a whole. And we don't want that. We want conventions to be associated with happiness and fun times and joy with friends, and not panic attacks, dehydration, and crying in the corner for 5 hours. Yes, I've been there and it's not fun. But yeah, that's just something I want to say. But yeah, what else to do? Yeah, just walk around and have fun, really. Just like you would do at any other event. Yeah, let's say a quick little comment break here. Let's see. I want to go with the sky. Some girls looking first. Yes. Okay. Well, let's just continue then. People are vibing in the comments. Hi, hello, my lovely people. Hope you're enjoying the little live stream seminar so far, as this has turned into for some reason. I don't apologize. I'm enjoying this. Oops. Okay, I'm sorry. Slightly. Next question. Okay, so this is also a great question. Packing your con bag. What are some musts to bring around with you and into the convention? So like, what things should you bring in general, and what things should you have like on you in your backpack like during the convention? Because it's always smart to have like a little bag around with you. I know it's kind of self-explanatory, and yes, I'm sorry that it might not be totally canon to your cosplay unless you can incorporate it. That's next level thinking right there. But yes, moving on with the question. I'm gonna part this in two for normal/regular con goers and cosplayers, because cosplayers do need a little extra now, because we are extra, I suppose. This really counts for everyone. Food and water. You must have these things on you at absolutely all times, especially during the summer convention season, because you cannot be walking around in a giant ass hall, or outside for that matter, surrounded by thousands of people in a several layer cosplay with thick ass fabrics and not have a water bottle on you, because you're gonna get dehydrated and you're gonna pass out. And trust me, that's not fun, because you're gonna get rushed out and they're gonna cut your fucking cosplay open, and then you're gonna wake up sad and half naked. And that's not fun. I have not personally experienced this, but I have heard stories, and let's just say it's not something you want to do. It's just something you want to avoid in general. So yeah, please do that. And yeah, of course, food is really essential, because I mean, if you don't want to spend the money on convention food, because sometimes it tends to be kind of pricey, and if you don't want to make the walk to a nearby restaurant or cafe or McDonald's or whatever, it's always nice to have something on you, especially because at conventions, it's another general thing, you tend to forget to eat. You really do. And the same with drinking. It's just something, because there's so many things going on and your brain is just constantly working, like so many social interactions and your surroundings and everything. It can be really, really overwhelming. So your brain really just fills itself with everything, but you need to fucking eat and drink. So you really gotta do that. Whether it's a bag of like sweets or a nut bar, an energy bar, or whatever, just always have something in your backpack. I totally recommend. I personally really enjoy like energy bars and fruit, because those are like really good to keep your energy going, and some sugary stuff as well is also good. Just be a little careful so you don't eat too many sweets, because then you're gonna get tired fast, because that's how biology works, I think. But yeah, there are always some both snacks and stuff you can buy at the convention if you do not bring food yourself. But it's just a little bit of advice from moi. Moving on, always nice to have a power bank on you, because if you are going with friends and you decide to split up at some point and suddenly you need to contact each other, it's not very, very wise if someone's phone is dead, because then people get very, very nervous and concerned because they can't find you because there are a lot of people. And yeah, if you're not, you just got to take care of each other and take care of yourself and make sure that everyone is safe. So I will recommend that totally having a power bank, not only because if you walk around playing Pokemon Go or whatever and gotta make those fiery ass TikToks, being able to get in contact with you is like essential when you're surrounded by not only a shit ton of people, but also a lot of strangers. We've all heard horror stories, what can happen with said strangers, and if you're alone with them. And it's just not something that you should aim for, obviously. So do what you can to avoid that. Always make sure that you can contact someone at any time. So yeah, make sure your phone is charged and have a power bank with you, or just, a regular charger. Yes. If it's during the summer season, sunscreen. It's kind of essential. If you haven't put it on already underneath that layer of makeup you have in your face and you're a cosplayer, just make sure that you have sunscreen on you. Yes. Also, keeping around like little pills for like migraines and other kinds of medicines that may be necessary to you. I will totally recommend having them around as well, because as I mentioned, you never really know what can happen. Suddenly you can get a migraine. Suddenly you can have allergies kicking in. Suddenly your brain is not feeling well. Like all kinds of things can happen. So I'll always recommend make sure you're safe. Just bring your pills, bring your medicine, all that stuff. And of course, also bring your wallet, not only to buy stuff, but also if you need to like show your ID, if you want to go into like the plus 18 bars and stuff like that, or just if you need to buy anything. Yeah, having your wallet is really, really essential. And then on to portion number 2 of this question. If you are a cosplayer, it's kind of essential that you need to have some kind of little kit around with you. And I will now explain what I would recommend you putting in this little kit. Well, first of all, I'd put in what I usually call the pocket makeup kit. So it's like just a tiny little concealer and eyeliner and possibly lipstick for some characters, because like doing a little touch up here and there is not going to hurt anyone. If you're doing body paint, that may be wise to bring around too, especially like if you're just about to go on a photo shoot and you just want to touch up your stuff, but it's 5 hours since you got there and it's not looking too fresh anymore. You might want to just go to the bathroom and beat your face a little extra, and then you're good to go. And then also thread and needle is really essential. If your costume suddenly breaks, you can do a little easy fix. Also recommend that if it's possible, of course, if it's required for like props or other parts of your costume, duct tape or a glue gun, it's really, really a lifesaver. Perhaps even safety pins. We do want to save a breaking cosplay, because that's not fun, because props do really tend to break during cons. Because yes, they look nice in photos when you're taking photos, when you're standing still, and not when you're walking around a giant gym hall for like 12 hours. So just be aware that your props, they're probably going to break at some point and you need to be prepared for it. So once again, you don't feel sad and get triggered by something. We don't want that. And also, yes, very essential point, extra shoes. Good footwear I cannot express how important this is. If you're having a cosplay that are having like 10-inch heels, I'm like, yes, mama, you look absolutely fucking banging, but you're not going to be able to walk around that for so long. I've done it, and I regret every single part of it. Oh, it was horrible. Let's just say that. I mean, of course, we all know that looking canon is like essential. We want that. We want to look canon. We don't want to be Harley Quinn walking around in white. I'm not thinking straight right now. We don't want a character with high heels walking around with like flat shoes or sandals or whatever. But sometimes we just gotta remember to take care of ourselves, because a lot of people, especially cosplayers, they compromise their own health and sanity for cosplays, especially during a con. And so, okay, there's some people singing opera outside. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Where was I? Footwear. Yes. It's not good to compromise your own health, especially also when I said earlier with like food. You need to still make your body be as comfortable as possible, especially in this different foreign situation to you. Okay, people need to stop being loud outside. I'm trying to be educational and sound smart. I hope I'm sounding smart at least. I'm trying my best. I'm just sharing my advice here, really. I mean, I could be fucking spewing bullshit, but you know what? I would find this helpful in some level or whatever. But yes, extra shoes, especially if you're having like homemade shoes for a cosplay. We all know that those aren't always the most quality shoes, you know? If you're wearing big heels, that is really, really straining on your feet for a long time. So we don't want that either. Or just overall really uncomfortable footwear. Or if you're even barefoot, always have like an extra pair of shoes in case something happens. And yeah, that was it for that, I think. And also, of course, if you are attending the con and you're sleeping at the sleeping halls, I'll also, of course, recommend bringing all your toiletry and sleeping bags and stuff like that. That's common knowledge, I think. But moving on to the next question. Do you have a designated group to hang with at cons, or do you go around with different people? Again, I'll say that this really depends. I mean, if you come alone, then you're not really tied down to walk with anyone, really. So yeah, walk around, meet new people, go around, meet different people. If you find people you cling with, maybe stick to them for a little while and maybe, yeah, spend some hours with them. And if you feel like you want to stay with them, I mean, there's no really need for you to wander off unless you're self-destructive, which you shouldn't be. But yeah, if that's what you feel like, do that. But I will say that if you come as a group, I mean, of course, it's not illegal to disband and go off and do your own things. I'll just say this. If you're a first-time con goer, and if you're a group of friends, if like it's your only first time going to a convention, I would personally recommend at least sticking together for the majority of con. Mainly just for safety reasons. If you're underage and you're maybe not used to walking around without like safety or an authority or role or whatever, if it's your first con, yeah, as I mentioned, stuff is really, really overwhelming and you can get lost in the different alleyways and halls and stuff like that. And again, it's not something you want. Or of course, for like mental health reasons and stuff like that. If you're with someone or if you are that person who gets overwhelmed easily or have a condition of some sort that needs attention and immediate care when something happens, it's not fun to be alone with it. Of course, you can go off with other people and meet new friends. I'm not saying you can't meet new friends because that's kind of pointless. I mean, I always aim to meet new friends or new people when I go to conventions, but just make sure that you're not fully alone at most times. unless you are fully capable of doing so. I hope that made sense and answered the question. Yeah. If you are a veteran con goer like I am, I'm sorry. I mean, yes, I can disband from my friends and go off and meet other people. So I'm not tied down to others, but that's because I'm used to walking around at conventions. I have been at several conventions before, and I'm also at a point in life and at an age where I'm not afraid to stand up to someone, or I can like easily code if something is going wrong or if something is about to happen. I can easily steer away from it. So yeah, go off and meet people, new people, when/if you can and you are capable of doing so. But otherwise, I will say if it's your first time or if you're unsafe, stay with your group of friends. Yes. Okay. Moving on to the last portion of the video, which is the Q&A session here. I kind of wanted to make this little portion. If you may have any questions or clarifications that I didn't answer or didn't fully touch upon, I really wanted you to have this little outlet here in the end of the video to kind of like hit up with some last burning questions. So if you have anything, then feel free to type it out in the live chat right now. Yes. Okay. So while you guys do that, I can maybe talk a little about myself because I'm good at that, apparently. I'm sorry. What's my personal favorite activity at conventions? I've already said this, but like meet up / reunite with friends is really something that I enjoy. And also competing in the cosplay show. I've been doing, there's like this small convention in Denmark, which is called KoyoCon, and it's one of my favorite conventions. I've competed in their cosplay show every year for the past 3 years the convention has been held. And it's been absolutely amazing every year. And it's been great fun because you also meet like fun and backstage and stuff like that. So I recommend that if you want to try out trying to compete in the cosplay competition, both in the show and also in like the craftsmanship, go ahead and do that. No one's stopping you, and it's super fun. Yeah. And I've seen some people comment real quick on what conventions I will be attending here in Denmark. I'm really trying to attend any convention in Denmark, like J-Pop Con, KoyoCon, whatever cons we have left that haven't been fucking closed. I also really do want to participate in international cons, but since we are in a pandemic right now and traveling is neither easy nor smart, I will just stay homebound for now. Yes. Okay, now that I've talked a little, let's see what the people are saying here. People are asking how I am. I'm good. I'm really good. Yes. Oh, do people at cons only cosplay anime characters? No. I mean, you aren't really. I mean, you can easily attend a con without cosplaying. Like, conventions are for everyone. Like, yeah, cosplayers, bookworms, K-pop fans. I mean, furries, if you consider those a cosplay. I don't know. Gamers. Literally everyone is welcome. So like, you don't have to cosplay, and especially not from anime. Like, I've cosplayed from games. I have friends who've cosplayed from books and live action TV shows and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to cosplay from anime. It's cool. Do whatever you want, as long as it's legal, you know. Break the rules, not the law. That's what I've taught myself. Okay, let's see. How are you and how do you say your name? My name is Yashi. it's like that little dinosaur thing, but with a J instead, because my real name starts with a J and it sounds better, you know. But yeah, I do you not have any more convention related questions? Because if not, I think that it's maybe time to end the stream, if you're okay with that. I hope that you guys learned something from this, or just were entertained for the past 35 minutes at least. Yeah, maybe you learned something new. Maybe you got an answer to something. Maybe you got some advice that you really needed slash wanted slash required. I don't know. But yeah, I had a dandy old time, and I really, really enjoyed this format. Let me know what you think in the comments, in the live chat, or whenever this video has been posted. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I will try to go back in at some point when this video has been published and add timestamps so it's easier to navigate and rewatch certain parts if there's something you wanted to listen to again or refer back to or anything really. I want this video to be some kind of like a good reference point for everyone. So yeah, that was my motive of this video, which is not a video. I keep saying it's a video because I feel like I'm recording, but it's live. It's weird, but you know what? It is what it is. Once again, thank you guys so much for joining. I really, really had a blast, and I hope you did too. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my little channel here. I post content once every 2 weeks. As of right now, I'm a working actress, so that takes a priority of my time. But you know what? Some point in the future, I may start to upload more frequently. And yeah, I think that was it. So I want to say once again, as I said like 3 times now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Peace out.